anyone who grew up with a dog probably has this sort of notion of that dog as being the smartest, the most wonderful, the most beautiful, the most intelligent, and really, truly fabulous dog that ever was created and given as a gift to humankind. And I am in that number, absolutely. The dog that I grew up with, his name was Sting, and he was posthumously sainted. He's now Saint Sting. But he could do no wrong, and we're pretty sure he could read or throw balls or climb ladders. He was that kind of good. He was awesome. We had to put him down the summer of 2005 during Hurricane Katrina. It was a great time. Everyone wins. And for the first time in my memory, I was without a dog, and I didn't know what to do about that, because, you know, what do you do when you have to walk back into a house and there's not some wiggling creature with its tail wagging going, "I missed you! Oh my God, you were gone forever!" It was like days, and it was 4 hours, and but you feel really loved. So I found myself in this very strange dogless state, which clearly had to be remedied. And after a few months of grieving, I decided it's time to get a new dog. It's going to happen. So I set out with my girlfriend at the time, Meredith, and we went looking for a dog. Now, Meredith wanted a puppy. She wanted one of those like 6-week-old ball of fluff kind of things where you look at them and you think, that's so cute. I don't even mind that it's shitting over everything because it's so cute. She wanted one of those, which may or may not be hard to come by depending on how much money you want to pay. So we looked in shelters, we looked at breeders, we went to the adoption days at Petco, and there were all these really great dogs, but none of them seemed to have that magnificent quality that really set Sting apart in my brain. You know, I didn't look at any of them and think, I bet he could read too. It was never quite right. And then on my birthday, and I realized, thinking back, that many of my stories happened on my birthday. I think I might be making that up. On my birthday, I got into this enormous fight with my mother. And I said things like, "You can't tell me what to do." I'm 21 at the time. "You can't tell me what to do." And she says things like, "I brought you into this world, I can take you out of it." Can you? And I was just furious, and so I stormed out and I grabbed a newspaper, and there is an ad for a 6-month-old male Shih Tzu. And I thought, all right. And I called Meredith and I said, "We're going to Amite, Louisiana. It's a marvelous place. I think they make beer there." So we go, we drive 2 hours out to this house in Amite, and we get there, we walk in, and the woman says, "Oh, hey, I'm so glad that y'all came by. Come on in." And there's no dog there. And we listen, and she says, "Well, we bought him and his sister, and what we have really decided is that we are a 1-dog family." And I looked at Meredith, who looked at me as if we knew, both of us knew, that what she was saying is, we can't handle this dog. It's no good. So, you know, we're gonna give him a shot. So she goes back, she opens the door to the back, and out torpedoes. I can't even see him. He's a ball of dishwater colored speeding around the room. It's a creature. I guess it must be a dog. And it runs around in circles. It flails. It rolls over and flails. It jumps onto the couch and falls between the back support of the couch and the cushions and gets stuck. But manages to extract himself by flailing some more. Flailing was clearly among his most profitable exports, flailing. I like to put that under other on my resume. So he's flailing around, and I think, oh my God, what is this animal? And she runs and she grabs him by the torso and sort of drags him over where he's, you know, continuing to flail. And the creature that was before me, I want you to imagine in your mind what would happen if you crossed an Ewok and a footstool. And made it dishwater colored, and that was the dog that stood before me. He had kind of like an ape face. He was really ugly. He had his hair all the way down to the ground, which the woman explained was a show cut in case I wanted to show or breed him. And I thought, well, that's interesting, because he's got a sway back and super, super underweight with snaggle teeth. Not only does he have snaggle teeth, but he has 2 distinct rows of teeth on the bottom like a shark. And this very strange creature. I was like, oh, okay. So I looked at Meredith and she said, can we have a minute? And the woman said, great, okay, well, I'll leave you with him. He's a little excited because you know, we keep him in the washroom. Okay. So she left and I looked at Meredith and she looked at me and she said, you know, Danielle, we haven't checked Pet Finder in a while. And you know what, in Livingston Parish, we have parishes in Louisiana. In Livingston Parish, I think there's another animal shelter we could go check. And you know, maybe we could figure out how to raise those $700 for those adorably, adorably, adorably cute, super cute little Shih Tzu puppies. And I looked at her and I said, you're right. There are other places we haven't tried. So the woman came back in and I said, I'll take him. Thank you, I will take him. And within 2 weeks of not being kept in a washroom and having regular walks and the proper attention that a dog really should have, he turned into really quite a gentleman. And there's no fixing the teeth. There's nothing you can do about that. But I was in the doghouse, pardon the pun, with Meredith for quite some time. She was furious with me for that. But just within a few weeks of being in a regular and sort of loving environment, he was well on his way to being the world's most wonderful, smart, fabulous, loving, faithful, loyal, and alien-looking dog that ever graced creation.